When you meet in real life, you've got skin in the game. If he's had to get out of his seat and come over and talk to you, then he is a lot more invested. So I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and I'm so excited because I've got the rare opportunity to interview one of my favourite and very special clients who is here to tell you all about the joys of meeting men in real life and the journey that she's gone on with dating coaching. You'll notice her camera is off, and that's because we keep our confidentiality of our clients very seriously, but I'm really happy that she's here. Emily, would you be able to tell people that are listening about your dating journey so far, and perhaps what your dating life was like before you embarked on this training to meet men in real life?
So I think that the overall feeling that I had was one of frustration. Dating online, just a horrendous experience. Like many other women, and in fact, like many other men, endless conversations that don't go anywhere, and all kinds of weird behavior that I think online and internet sort of encourages in people that probably wouldn't behave that way in real life. I was looking for something that would mirror my personality and allow me to have fun dating rather than just misery.
Who you are and what you were looking for with dating?
So I'm in my 50s. I'm self-employed. I run my own business. So for me, it's just that kind of extra sprinkling on the cake.
Can you explain how the coaching also enables you perhaps to adapt that communication, what it's made you realise about what you need to shift when it comes to these more dating and romantic orientated conversations?
Yeah, so I think like a lot of women who are my age and who are successful, or even younger and successful, is that we've been sort of conditioned by the professional world. And there's a certain way of behaving in the professional world that's very sort of neutral, if I can put it that way, or even, and I don't really like these terms, but sort of, push women into a more masculine place, and because we're still operating in a very masculine dominated workplace. It's a great skill to have in your professional life, but in your personal life, it's not very sexy. So it's about kind of like tapping into that, your own inner sexiness, and sort of flicking a switch and thinking less about I have to be the one who initiates, I have to be the one who starts, and more about sort of sitting back, because I hate to think of myself as passive or submissive in any way. But there is a power in that femininity. Again, I don't really like these terms, but I can't think of anything better. There's a power in that, being able to signal and pull men towards you, and it puts you psychologically in a very strong position, because when the man has got to initiate the effort, they are so much more invested. And that has been perhaps one of the most interesting things I've learned over the last year or so.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I think that's also a big difference. Obviously, dating apps have their place for some people, but that's the big difference is I think rather than us just swiping, people have, when you meet in real life, you've got skin in the game. If he's had to get out of his seat and come over and talk to you, then he is a lot more invested. Can you give any women that are listening an indication of some of the skills or things that you've learned or things that you're working on now?
Social skills. And social skills you cannot get from reading a book or lying on your sofa and reading an article. You just have to get your ass out the front door, and you have to go and practice. So you have to be in that open-minded, learning, experimental mindset. You've got to drive down the road to figure out where your roadblocks are. You can't just sit at your house and look at the road through a pair of binoculars and try and spot them.
In terms of the coaching specifically that we do, obviously it's not therapy, and therapy has its own space and is for a different purpose. It's for if you are feeling generally in quite good space in your life. You feel generally got quite good energy and quite good mood, but it's just something about men and dating is absolutely not connecting, and you are ready and willing, as you've said, Emily, to be experimental and to learn tools to work on things, and you're ready for that more proactive approach. I think going out in real life, that is the fastest way to learn as well. It's the biggest, and it's not, as you said, it's not just about learning how to meet men. On the journey to learning not only how to meet men, but to create better dynamics with men, and if you want commitment, understanding the process around that, you get a really fantastic mirror to all of the things, all the limiting beliefs and hesitations that have been holding you back with dating, and you have a different process to deal with those.
And the thing that's extraordinary about all of this, the thing that I think gives you more than anything else is how it builds your confidence in your self-belief and your resilience. And you get into really good sort of ways of thinking. Like I mentioned, it's about information and tweaking and learning. It's not about binary failure or success. And I think that is just so helpful in your mental health overall and can be applied to other aspects of your life. There was a barrister and a paralegal. I to walk through them, and they were very good looking, both of them, and I just stopped and looked up, and the conversation just started just like that. So yeah, that was fun too.
If we can find strategies so that it becomes fun and enjoyable again, whatever those strategies may be, that's how you stay motivated to keep going on the process to meet your goals. We're very excited to bring back Going Renegade, which is our signature month-long women's boot camp. We used to run this really successfully before the pandemic. It's been mentioned in Grazia and Cosmopolitan, but obviously the pandemic came along and we weren't going out to meet men in real life, and now we're back. Going Renegade is a month of coaching, so you get daily WhatsApp coaching from me and the team. You get a weekly online session, so even if you live abroad, you can just join for the online session masterclass with me once a week. And then for those who are able to come and coach in London, there's 5 in-person sessions that you can attend. And if you're flying in, we've stuck a bunch of them together. So we make it so that you can attend, and we emphasize taking you out in the real world. And this is not a workshop. This is not a drill. We take you out to real life venues, both nighttime in the evening bars, but also daytime places like coffee shops and bookstores, to show you the art of meeting men in real life and how it can change your dating life. So for those women who think, oh, this sounds sort of intriguing, but also quite at the edge of my comfort zone, quite scary, for the women who are perhaps hesitating about whether they can join, have you got any words of encouragement or any advice you could share with them?
Well, you put it perfectly there, edge of your comfort zone. You can come and do Going Renegade, which is what I would call baby steps comfort zone. It's it's all controlled and it's all tailored to what you personally are comfortable with. But you can't change without changing, right? You can't change by doing something different. So you definitely need to be open-minded about that and come to the course with right, whatever's thrown at me, I'm going to give it a whirl. And I think that is the attitude you have to have, and it will repay you 100 times. So as humans, we're intensely social animals and we crave the new. So I would say that this thing that Hayley is proposing not only will help you change your dating life, but will make you feel just so much happier too, because it's going to give you a vast shot of socialization and the new in your life that you probably desperately need and you don't even realize.